Halloween Horror Nights RIP tour. We're gonna check it out tonight.
We're just gonna chomp, chomp, chomp right along in the fog tonight. See you in the fog and never chomp alone.
I've done one other RIP tour in my lifetime here. It rained that night. Guess what? It's raining now, but hopefully it doesn't stay around. The check-in for the Halloween Horror Nights RIP tour is right next to the regular VIP check-in. The right side of the arch. All right, we're checking in. Here's our RIP tour passes. Also, a couple free cool buttons there. Just a friendly reminder, you do need to have a Halloween Horror Nights ticket. You just can't have the RIP tour passes. You gotta have both. As soon as we step into the RIP lounge, some goodies, some cheese charcuterie and meats charcuterie. Other things over here, some fresh fruits and vegetables. This station has some pasta and chips and nachos. And we also have on this end the movie theater Nashville popcorn chicken. Another food station features build your own tacos, some spooky ghost sugar cookies, and mummy Oreo cheesecake pops. Free water, but you have to buy your specialty beverages. Let me give you a better look of the entire lounge. Tables and places to sit. Let's just do a 180. There's a big screen over there previewing the haunted houses for us. Out this way we have a balcony. We can see the crowd gathering for Halloween Horror Nights tonight. Yeah. Good crowd so far. Crowd is building despite the slightly inclement weather. This year they're not allowing people to go all the way up to the gate. They are selecting people who are allowed to enter that area to see the best view of the opening ceremonies, which hopefully should be happening pretty soon. I'll show those to you. And here are the people who have been selected to stand in that area tonight. Come on in. Other than RIP, they have the best spot for the opening ceremonies. I think this balcony here might be a little bit better. Opening ceremony is starting. Dr. Oddfellow way up there. I'll try to zoom in.
Hear my voice, Halloween Horror Nights. I am Dr. Oddfellow. I've been watching you. For years I've seen you shaking in fear and begging for more. You practically worship all those who have come before me. Doctors, directors, and even clowns. But I don't want your worship. No, I want what you want. So what is that? Fear, horror. These things I promise you will unhitch your soul and prepare you for something more. Power, immortality. That is what I'm offering. So enter now as this Horror Night begins.
And now our private tour group is going to head towards Cafe La Bamba. As we walk through the Dark Zodiac, our guide Cameron is sort of explaining how all the scare zones are tied to Dr. Oddfellow this year. So your tour guides will explain a lot with the scare zone and each house as you go through the RIP tour. First stop of the night, Cafe La Bamba. There's two bars here, one outside, one inside, and some different food. Here at Cafe La Bamba, they have the famous classic pizza fries. So some of this we saw before. We didn't see this before, kind of the club bites. And the charcuterie stuff is the same. They are offering a couple different desserts here. They have the tacos like we saw before, other than they are offering a couple different varieties of meats at this taco bar. And the last thing I want to show you, there are the pizza fries I alluded to earlier. In previous years, this would be decorated like a haunted house here at Cafe La Bamba, but since Cafe La Bamba is now open during the day, they did not decorate it in that manner this year. Here's our little party tonight. We have the Detros, the Hunleys, did I say that right? Cameron, Nikki, and Merv. Merv. Hey.
It happens sometimes. We're gonna go towards the back of the park. We're gonna hit a couple of those back houses. We do have a reservation to be at the 8 o'clock show. So we're gonna see how many houses we can get in. Still giving you guys a bar stop that we have something to drink at the show. Okay? All right, this way.
So we had to get through the Dark Zodiac scare zone to get to Cafe La Bamba, but officially this is our first guided scare zone, the jungle.
It's going to take us back to the 1920s, which is Dr. Oddfellow's origin, where everything starts for him. He's on an expedition to find the Skull of Souls. Once he finds that Skull of Souls, that is going to give him the power of immortality. And then inside of the jungle, you'll see all the monsters that he starts to twist to kind of make these rare, crazy creatures. But this is where he starts harvesting all of his magic.
So this is the origins of Dr. Oddfellow. This is where it all started. And before we get to our first house, I would like to mention all of Nikki's Halloween Etsy merchandise is now 20% off.
20% off!
There's a link in the description box. Now's the time to buy your Halloween merch.
Because when it's gone, it's gone.
And then it's on to Christmas.
Yeah.
But don't forget Thanksgiving.
Ooh, that's true. I do have Thanksgiving stuff.
Our first house of the night that we're going to be starting with is Universal Monsters Unmasked, who has been through all 3 of our Universal Monster houses. Yes?
I haven't done this one.
You haven't done this one? Okay. So in the past, when we had our first Universal Monsters house, it was kind of different segments throughout the house that kind of just expanded on their stories. Last year, we had Universal Monsters Legends Collide, where you saw all the different monsters kind of intertwining, competing throughout the house. This year's going to go back to the first year. You're going to see all of them in separate areas throughout the house, okay? So Universal Monsters Legends Collide, we're going to go back just after the turn of the century. It is a lovely night in Paris, and there is a police officer who's telling you, don't go in there, there are murderers on the loose. Those murderers, as we are entering into the tunnels right underneath the Opera House, we're going to be seeing Phantom of the Opera, we'll be seeing the Invisible Man, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, as well as the Hunchback of Notre Dame. All of the monsters in this house and their sections are very scary this year. Your eyes haven't adjusted to the light yet either, so this house is going to start off very dark. One of my favorite special effects in this house is the rain as soon as you walk in. I love when a house rains. I love when they make them cold. This house is really good this year, right? Universal Monsters Unmasked, house number 1.
Wow, that sounded like a...
And here we go. One of the nice things about the RIP tour is we get to skip the express line. There's nothing faster than an RIP tour. Of course, no filming inside the haunted house, but there is the exterior. Nice facade. All done with monsters. We're going to head over to The Last of Us now. Some good scares. I think you guys should take turns walking behind Nikki, though. I do it all the time. She's the fun one.
I did tell them walking down, your eyes haven't quite adjusted, so it's going to be very dark, which makes it even scarier.
That was bad.
The Phantom of the Opera section, you're just walking through curtains. You can just feel your way through.
Yeah.
It's good. There's also a Phantom of the Opera that I've never seen, the one that popped out at you.
Yes, that scared the bejesus.
I was not expecting it at all, but he got you good. All right. House number 2. Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay, house number 2 is going to be The Last of Us, which is located right behind you here. Questions for y'all. Has anybody played The Last of Us game? 1, 2, 3. All right, has anybody seen the series? All right. What is this one based on?
Video games.
Yes. Well, yes, but it's going to be based on the game. So we're going to be going into the Last of Us house. As soon as we get headed in here, we're going to be heading into the Pittsburgh section. Throughout the house, you will be seeing Joel and Ellie as we make our way through, as well as the iconic monsters. That is going to be the clickers, the bloaters, and the stalkers. Now, even though those three are the ones that you definitely want to look out for, make sure that you don't get bit or else you will become infected. There's also the hunters. Hunters are just the people that are not so nice because all the supplies is running low. Hunters are going to be coming after you as well because they want what you have. Now, as we make our way through the house, you're going to see a lot of iconic scenes from the game. And even if you have only seen the series, I will say I've only seen the series, I've never played the game. I feel that they picked a very good portion of the game that you're still going to know what's going on throughout the house. Okay?
Next up, The Last of Us. Again, no recording inside, but take a good look at the facade there. Got you again, Nikki.
Got me again at the very end. It was crazy.
Murph was really scared.
I was. That loader almost got you, whatever that guy was.
The Darkest Deal. It is located right behind you here. This is a double feature where we are going to go in one, exit, and go directly into the next house. Okay? The second house we're going to be going through is Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Fortune. So the first one, the Darkest Deal, we are going to be following the story of
Robert Johnson.
Pine Straw Spruce. We're going to be following the story of Pine Straw Spruce. As we go through the house, you are going to be seeing him immediately sitting in a chair, and he's going to be talking to the collector. Now, the collector says, I can give you everything you want. I can give you your hopes and your dreams. Just sign your soul to me. So what does he do? He sells away his soul. Throughout the house, you will see him kind of progress as a musician, getting on larger stages. As he makes his way towards the end, the collector is always lingering in the shadows and watching him. And right before he has everything that he wants, the collector takes it all from him, banishing him into a realm of nothing.
Thank you, Cameron, for that excellent description. There's a look at the facade right there. The Darkest Deal.
The second house that we're going to be going into immediately after the Darkest Deal is Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Origin. We've seen Dr. Oddfellow in the Jungle of Doom. We've also seen Dr. Oddfellow at the opening ceremony. This is going to take us back to 1933. It is in the Dust Bowl of America, and there's a side road circus that Dr. Oddfellow is running. People are leaving the circus after in the middle of the day, and they're like, it's all right. They're leaving displeased, and he's like, fine, I'll show you what I can do. Come on back at night, and we'll show you our real circus. So as they're entering in, they're entering into this twisted realm, and Dr. Oddfellow has all of his creepy circus sideshow freaks that are just a little demented, and you'll see them in here. I'm also, if you are directly behind me in the house, I will be pointing out a little hidden something. There's a hidden Jack the Clown in this house. Ooh. Make sure you're also paying attention to the projectors that are in this house as well. You might be seeing a certain somebody getting shoved into a trunk, if you know the story of Jack the Clown. But this is a very good house. If you like clowns, you're gonna love it. If you don't, you don't like clowns? All right.
All done with those two houses, the Darkest Deal and Oddfellows. Now we're gonna head into Lombard's. There is a RIP lounge ready for us, which is pretty nice because we're experiencing some rain right now. So let's go in here and chill for a little bit. I've got something to tell you about the Oddfellows house, and then we'll go to see the show. There is the bar where you can purchase an adult beverage. And then of course, plenty of seating inside of Lombard's just to kind of relax and take a break from walking around. Taking a moment from enjoying the lounge and not being out in the rain,
Yes.
that's a benefit for RIP tours.
Oh, for sure.
You don't just huddle under some awning, they bring you into a lounge.
Exactly, where there's a bar and everything, so it's good.
Let's talk about the 4 houses we've been in so far. What was your favorite of the 4?
I think the first one, the Monsters. Tonight, I had a really good run through Monsters. It was good.
I would say Monsters is top 2 of the 4. I had the best run through of Oddfellows that we've had this season.
Yes, yeah, that was another really good one. I don't like clowns, so it's never going to be a favorite.
I can see why in our little like survey form that one is. It's ranking pretty high, isn't it?
It sure is. It's
Okay.
like, it's number 2 or 3 in like fan favorite.
Which I'll leave a link to that form. You guys can rate the houses as well on that form.
Oh, and you can do it multiple times too, because like sometimes you go through a house and you're not getting the scares, and then another time it's like fantastic.
Yeah.
So
Just keep rating.
Keep rating it.
I would like to mention in Oddfellows, our tour guide told us he knows of 1 Jack the Clown reference in the queue.
Right.
And he's aware of 3 inside the house. There may be more.
Yes.
But he himself aware of 3 and pointing them out to us.
Right. One was kind of like a shadow on
Yeah.
the wall.
Yeah.
And then one was like in an eye, the circle of the eye. And then in a trunk maybe?
I think maybe. I was further back in line, so I didn't get to see.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah, I didn't see it.
But if you do the behind the screens tours,
Yes.
they might know of more Jack the Clown references.
Right, and Cameron's doing a great job, like pointing everything out, you know, and telling us the backstory behind every house. I love that because I didn't.
Yeah, that's nice.
You know, I didn't listen to the podcast about the houses and the backstory. So going through the RIP tour, you get all of that.
Oh, the scare zones and the houses.
Yes, and how it's connected this year. I
Yep.
love it. It's so perfect.
So we're going to go ahead and finish up lounging and go see the show, Nightmare Fuel.
Oh, and this will be the first time we've seen it this season, so I'm really, really excited.
We've been waiting for this because
Yes.
with the RIP tour, you get the premium seats.
Ooh, yes.
We're now in the stadium getting ready for the show, Nightmare Fuel. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your show. Watch your step, Nikki. No interview on the steps. Into Diagon Alley to maybe spy some Death Eaters and go for a ride on Gringotts. A quick note about this RIP tour pass. When you're done with your tour, it will not act as an express for the houses, for the haunted houses. It won't work for that. However, this does work as an express pass for the attractions. So remember that. Okay, we're going to continue on with our tour. We're going to head through Shipyard 32, though most likely because of the weather, no scare actors will be out. But I think the next house we're going to hit up will be Chucky Ultimate Kill Count.
Alright, so now we're going to be going through Shipyard 32. This is a very short, very sweet scare zone. As we go through here, you're going to see a ship that has crash landed and a bunch of crates have busted open. We've been talking a lot about Dr. Oddfellow this evening. These are all the monsters that he has created, and shipped off. Alright? And it has crashed, and they are here in San Francisco tonight.
Just as I thought, due to the weather, none of these scare actors are out at the moment. All right, we're gonna take the back entrance into Chucky, skipping the express line. This lighting is great, go for it.
I know. One time a girl told me I looked like Shrek while I was standing here.
That's rude.
That's alright, I'll take it. Alright, so our next house that we're going to be going into is Chucky Ultimate Kill Count. Chucky has heard that we have created a house here this year, and he came to it and he was like, this isn't it. So he decided that he's going to possess all of the killer good guy dolls that are inside of the house and create his new Ultimate Kill Count. So as you walk through the house, you will see a number that is adding up. Those are all the kills that he is collecting here tonight. Alright? Throughout the house, you're going to see a lot of those iconic kills that he has had from past kill counts that he has collected. It's going to be based off of Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, and the Sci-Fi Chucky series. Chucky Ultimate Kill Count.
And I know to push the red button.
Oh yes, and push the red button if you want lots of fog in the second part of the house.
All done with our Chucky experience. All I can say is it's very fitting that it is in the Fast and Furious. New York City, Vamp 69. Vampires have taken over. Thanks to Dr. Oddfellow, I presume. Wait a second, we do have scare actors out in this scare zone now. It has dried up a bit, so I guess it's safe for them to come out and scare us. Hey, there's Dr. Oddfellow. What's the secret to immortality? He doesn't know yet.
Swimming upstream, we're going to be going all the way up this exit flow here. We're going to stay all the way up to the left-hand side. I'm a big guy, I never played football. Tonight, I do, alright? So stay behind me, I'll make you a path. The first one that we are going to be doing is Dueling Dragons. This is the first ever Halloween Horror Nights house that we have done based on an attraction, right? Everybody has been in this house so far, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Did you pick fire or ice?
Fire.
Fire?
We've done both.
Done both. Okay. So inside of this house, the main facade of this house is the Enchanted Oak. The story of the Enchanted Oak is that there was a lovely lady of the lake who was charming young Merlin, and when Merlin met the lady of the lake, she cursed him and turned him into the Enchanted Oak. So that is who you're going to be hearing as we walk in, is the voice of Merlin. Now, they are all after Merlin's spell book inside of this house in and Blizz Rock, which is basically fire and ice, which you can see throughout the house. And they are after the spell book. Now the spell book was charmed, and as they get to the spell book and they touch that spell book, that charm changes them and turns them into dragons, a fire and an ice dragon, which we will see inside of the house. So as we go through, you're going to see them as warlocks, then you will see them as dragons. Now our goal today is to also try to get to that spell book, but we will come to a point in the house where we ourselves have to pick fire or ice. There are two different exits in this house. One of them is a little bit longer than the other, so choose wisely. But tonight, we will do both. Alright? So make sure you choose fire or ice. You don't have to follow me. So, our next house that we're going to be going into is a fan favorite this year. Okay? What is it? Take a guess. Wrong. Yeti Campground Kills. So Yeti Campground Kills is one of our guest favorite this year because Yetis are very large and very popular here at Halloween Horror Nights. They've been around for about 3 years. And my favorite house in my top 5 is definitely Yeti Terror of the Yukon that we had in 2018. Did anybody go through that house? Yeah. Yeah? It's very good. Now tonight, we're going to be going to a state park. And there's a lovely campground here where we're going to follow the story of a little family. And in this family, there is a son named Billy. Now, Billy is not up to any good. Billy finds a baby Yeti who is dead. It's on the ground, covered in maggots. Billy decides that it's a good idea to poke the Yeti. And the mom of the Yeti sees young Billy. She says, Billy, Billy, where are you? Billy is nowhere to be found. Mama Yeti took Billy, and the mother Yeti has released her pack on the campground. Okay? So hopefully, not everybody thinks you're staying in this campground tonight. Good luck.
All done with Yeti and dueling dragons, we're gonna head into the Fallon Bar. There we go. Our tour guide has given Nikki the beacon, and power is going to her head. And here we are, we've made it to the Fallon Lounge. The nice thing about the Fallon Lounge is you get the Fallon balcony. There's your cue for The Exorcist right now. Yeah, some nice shots up here, some nice views from the Fallon balcony. Since we're taking a break, I'll take an opportunity to admit something.
Uh-oh.
I got a good scare tonight.
Oh, good, good.
My biggest scare of Halloween Horror Nights this year.
Really?
It was from a Yeti.
Perfect! It's perfect! You
Why?
are a Yeti!
Always a Yeti.
What's the score now?
Tied.
Oh, it's tied up. Oh!
That's what I'm calling it. It ain't 70-20. I'll say that.
70-20? 70-30?
Like the dolphin game.
Oh, I got it.
Come on, pick up when I'm putting down.
I gotta pick up faster.
Alright, our next house that we're going to be going through is a fan favorite.
Yay!
Yes, we're going to be going through Stranger Things 4. Has everybody here seen Stranger Things 4?
Yes.
Yes?
Murph! Hold on. I'm calling Murph out. Murph hasn't seen it.
So, I will say, I hadn't seen Stranger Things 4 until the run started. So I did go through the house, and I was like, this is interesting. And then once I went through, actually saw it with scare actors, I was like, okay, I want to watch it. So I had seen Stranger Things 1, 2, and 3, I just hadn't gotten to 4 yet. Seeing the house really made me want to watch the series, or the season. I still have not finished the season. I have 1 episode left, which is episode 9. And I just haven't gotten myself to watch it because I don't want it to end. So going through the house, I'm kind of piecing things together and trying to figure it all out. So there are some things in the house that I still have not seen in the series, but most of the time you watch something, then you walk through the haunted house. So for me it was kind of cool to do it the opposite way because I had seen everything. So then when I was watching the series at home, I would get really excited because I had seen it all. But Stranger Things 4, we're going to be following the story of Eddie Munson. He's a young teen that is being blamed. She's so excited. He's a young teen that is being blamed for this mysterious band of murders that are happening here in Hawkins. Alright? Now, we all know there's tons of kids here in Hawkins that are going to be trying to help clear his name because they are familiar with the Upside Down. Now, there is a creature that is actually causing all of these murders from the Upside Down. His name is...
Vecna.
Vecna. Now, Vecna is the one that is coming back from the Upside Down, going through these gates, and coming after these teens. Now, at the same time, 11, she is over in California with the buyers. And over in California, she is trying to kind of get her powers back. So you do follow the different story of 11 as she's trying to get her powers back. Then she finds out everything that is going on in Hawkins, and she has to come back to try to help her friends and save the beloved town. Alright? Inside of this house, there's a lot of really cool special effects. As far as looking through one of the gates, so when we are inside of Eddie Munson's trailer, you are actually going to see that scene where you see through the gate into the Upside Down. So be looking up inside of the trailer. And other than that, watch out for Vecna and listen to your favorite song. It's red lighting the message.
Oh, I like that. No, that's cool. Yeah.
It's very fitting for our next house. Our next house that we're going to be going through is called Blood Moon Dark Offerings. Alright? This is a very aesthetically pleasing house, and everybody loves the design of it. That's what we love. But inside this house, we're going to be walking into the parish town, and it's going to take place in the early 1600s. And there is a group in this colony that is settled here in parish town called extremists and non-believers. Right? So it is going to be entering us into the eve of the Harvest Festival, and there is a blood moon. Now these extremists believe in all things the moon. The faces of the moon tells them how to live, everything like that. So they take the blood moon as a sign that they need to sacrifice all of the non-believers. So we are non-believers, and everybody in the town is a non-believer. So throughout this house, all the extremists are going to be mass slaughtering everyone. Right? This house is very, very pretty. I will say the design of this house allows you to see scenes that are ahead of you, see scenes that you've already walked through. So make sure that you're looking in windows, you're looking between buildings, because you can see scare actors all over. You can also see the blood movement from multiple scenes, as well as the bell tower. Okay? So be paying attention to all that as you walk through. Action! Alright. So Exorcist Believer is our last house of the night. This also is a house where we are going to be walking through basically a walk-through trailer. This movie has not come out yet, alright? Now, this movie does come out on October 6th. It was originally supposed to come out on October 13th. They moved it forward. Why? Do you know why? There it is. Yes. Taylor Swift. But nobody knows for sure if that's why. So we get the movie earlier. So here in Exorcist Believer, this is a direct sequel to the original. And inside, we are going to be following the story of two young girls, Angela and Catherine. Angela and Catherine have wandered off into the woods one day when they're supposed to go to school. And once they are found, they think that they've only been gone for 3 hours. They've really been gone for 3 days. So throughout this time, we're going to be finding out what happened to them while they were in the woods. And we're going to be following their stories as they try to kind of just ease back into things with their family. And their family finds out that they have been possessed by demons. The only way to get rid of a demon is to exorcise them. Exorcist Believer.
Nikki, since this was your first ever RIP tour, what did you think of it?
Oh my gosh, I'm so spoiled. Holy cow, they really like go all out with like the food and, you know, the rest breaks. I mean, it makes it such a smooth, easy evening where you just, it's relaxing in a way. Is that weird?
How did you like skipping ahead of Express?
I was trying not to make eye contact with people who were in line because I felt really bad. But other than that, it was awesome.
Faster than Express. This is the fastest way to do it.
Wow.
You get your food at the beginning. They have the nice lounges for you, which came in handy with inclement weather tonight.
Oh, for sure. You can go inside and rest your feet, have a drink or two, and then, you know, do a couple more houses. It was just, the pacing is just fantastic.
And the priority seating with the show.
Yes, that was a lot of fun too. And then learning about the houses and the scare zones before you walk into them was really great. Like, that was a really great experience because some of that stuff I didn't even know. We've been to, you know, H.E.T. multiple times this year. So
that's a good point. Now, I don't know how much, some spots where he was explaining, the audio maybe didn't pick up because it was so loud.
Right.
But he did explain every like scare zone and house before we went in. So yeah, shout out, fist bump to Cameron.
Absolutely,
Give
he
a
did a
fist bump.
fantastic job. Just explaining and then being patient with all of us, and then
Yeah.
really trying to give us the best experience possible. He
Yeah.
did so great.
So anyways, I guess that's gonna do it. So
Don't miss the magic. Don't miss the fun.
Thanks for jumping by.
His name is Rick, her name is Nikki, showing how theme parks are done. Don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun. Hit subscribe.